Yeah.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
What is going on? It's your boy Jody Smoke, the Mad Scientist. We're back again with more Division 2 content that's cut from a different cloth. Please like, subscribe, check out my channel and all my other Division 2 builds. As we've seen at the beginning of the video, this build has more than enough armor regeneration to allow you to take the damage and status effect from a 6 skill tier sticker hive, as well as the full force of a fire chem, even when you're only at half health. I was unable to record any actual in-game footage of this, but we can assume any player versus player scenario, well-timed use of the EMP and the effectiveness of dodge and cover techniques, you will of course be able to minimise the amount of damage and effect that you can take. I'll also note that this build is stacking armor regeneration as opposed to hazard protection. The only reason is, in PvP you're most likely to take damage from weapons or lower skill tier builds, making this, in my opinion, less effective and more situational in comparison to armor regeneration, which will of course proc when any form of damage is taken and can be stacked enough to negate the damage effects of all statuses, as well as reduce the incoming damage a pestilence can take on you. And I think for that reason alone, it's going to be much more effective than stacking hazard protection, especially in the dark zone. In terms of rolling hazard on the build, it is possible, but you'll of course either reduce your ability to apply DPS through the loss in critical hit damage synergies that you're having, or of course your armor regeneration. And I do believe both of these are important for the build, as we are trying to utilise damage attributes and talents to ensure we can be effective in combat situations, and for all this is a support build, we do need to apply enough damage per second to maximise our survivability in terms of output, while having that armor and armor regeneration, which is going to allow us to outlast any opponent whilst is still able to provide that continuous damage through procs such as close and personal. I mean, this build is designed with run and gun tactics in mind. It's been optimised for team play, with your role to be a primary bullet sponge who's going to deal damage, maybe tag a couple of enemies with opportunistic, maybe get a kill with close and personal, then move on to the next target. This is going to allow you to keep your targeted enemies busy, so your teammates can mop up any kills with the boosted incoming damage that they have. Your EMP is going to be able to knock down any shields and skills, whilst you can hide behind your own 6 tier skill shield. This is going to allow you to stay alive longer. You should be more of a threat with the incoming damage that you deal to be a priority to any attacking player, as opposed to your teammates due to the close proximity you are to them. This is going to allow you to sustain high damage throughout any engagement, and the continual damage procs from the Lady Death switching over to close and personal is going to allow you to sustain high damage numbers throughout any engagement. I will note though the reload speed of the shotgun and the nature of the way Lady Death stacks weapon damage, as you do have to move about. I would probably advise staying in somewhat of a close proximity to your teammate or a corner, which is going to allow you to rinse and repeat this process. We're going to jump straight into the build, but before we do, I will also note if you do want to go down the solo damage route, I would definitely recommend swapping the opportunistic for versatile, as it will maximise your ability to deal damage. For the build we are running the firewall specialisation. You get the cluster grenades and you also get them nifty little armour kits. We're using vindictive there, as I think it's always a good opportunity to try and boost our critical hit chance for ourselves and the team when we can. We do have a pretty low chance on the shotgun, but we are almost fully optimised on the SMG. So it won't do much benefit there except for the critical hit damage, but it's always nice as opposed to running a coyote. For the weapons, we're using the Lady Death. It's going to allow us to build up weapon stacks while we are running, which is going to allow us to unleash to maximise our damage per second potential during our burst fire, at which point when the enemy is near dead we're going to switch over to our KSG to finish them off and get that close and personal. This is going to allow us to continue to deal out massive weapon damage until we do have to reload. For the bare pieces we've got a 3 Giller for the armour and armour regeneration. And we are using a 1-piece R and K, which we'll have rolled opportunistic on because it is support, but if you did want to do more damage you could definitely use versatile with this build and you would improve your 1v1 effectiveness. When considering damage output, we are also running 2 Golan with this for the extra armor regeneration and Obliterate for the talent, as we can roughly get to about 15% weapon damage by the time we do switch to our KSG. But I mean, if you didn't want to use 2 Golan, you could probably switch out for the Emperor Knee Guards and maybe utilise an extra brand brand bonus that you can get. But personally, I do like the 3 Gila 2 Golan combination. And I don't think it is necessary that you have to run the Murakamis. That is just another option you can float in there. We are rolling one critical hit chance on there, and the rest is critical hit damage and armor regeneration. And for the skills, we are using the shield, of course, the firewall shield. We are using the firewall for that extra bit of damage, and you can use both these weapons from behind the shield. And of course, the EMP, which we're going to use in close proximity to take down any shields and also skills. But that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching.